Hey everybody, this is Baylit and this is more Injustice 2 Online. Do not adjust your computer or phone or app place wherever you're watching this video. You are seeing this correctly. I am playing a gorilla. And the very first time that I went online with this character, I got counterpicked with Deadshot. I don't remember who this guy picked at first, but he picked someone and I picked Grodd. And then he just went to Deadshot, and I don't understand why. One thing for me is I always pick my characters immediately. If my opponent counterpicks me, okay, whatever. I just deal with it. I don't change a character just because I get counterpicked. That's just how it is. I'm still of the mindset that your goal is to get better, not to just look for the easiest win. So yeah, this person is not of that mindset. This person really only cares about winning and doesn't care really about how they do it or anything like that. And I hate kind of being that negative about someone and saying stuff like that, but it's gotten to a point where it's a very frustrating thing for me. And I really hate that mindset. It's something that I've, over time, been less and less able to respect. And so now it's just at a point where, you know, I have no respect left. And so I'll be really blunt about how I feel about it now. So yeah, this person just went for the Deadshot counterpick, and you know, I've talked a lot about Deadshot, and my problem with Deadshot is not that he's a zoning character. My problem with Deadshot is that he's so easy. You know, I don't have a problem with a zoning character that actually has to play well. You know, I don't have a problem with that, but especially pre-patch Deadshot, and I don't think that he's, you know, really fallen that much as far as the tier goes with the recent patch, which gameplay for that will be coming. Gotta give me a little bit to kind of dump all the old gameplay. And this is still pre-patch. The problem with him is that he had crazy good zoning, but then also when you got close, you still had to deal with nonsense. And even without that up close nonsense, that zoning is still so good. You know, and it's not good because of something that the player is doing. It's good just on its own, just without thought process. It's good, and that's the thing that really frustrates me about it. And something that I'm kind of finding a lot when I start going into matchups. A lot of times you have different matchups in the game that swing in someone's favor, but they swing in that favor really easily. It's really easy to take advantage of bad matchups sometimes, and I think that kind of contributes to the counter picking that we see a lot in the game. That's maybe a discussion for its own separate video. Right now you're seeing Deadshot, and yeah, this is my first time playing Grodd, so I'm also, you know, experimenting, seeing if I can, you know, get timings in to do the jump, his little command leap, which I was finding was really not that great in neutral. And then his back one, which is a really good combo starter, is really slow. And then the range on the follow-up that hits from it off the string also has a smaller range. So sometimes when you're at that max range, it's just not going to connect, even if you do manage to hit with the back one. Right here you're seeing I'm trying to down 2 because that's the only way I can get a launch, but I can't combo off of it. And I didn't realize it at the time, but he was down 2ing, I guess, to tell me that I was down 2ing, and I know I was trying to launch because I can't launch otherwise. That's the fastest way for me to actually pop them up, but as you could see, I still couldn't follow it up. Maybe looking back, maybe I could do the back 2 or forward 2. I don't remember what the input is that restands. Maybe I could have done that to follow it up, but the 1-1-2 that I was doing did not quite work. So yeah, and you'll also notice the meter burn stampede move that I was doing to kind of get through the projectiles does not do any damage. It's so little damage when it hits, and sometimes you take a gunshot as you're getting in and you took almost as much damage as you did just to get in, and that's kind of frustrating on the Grodd side of it. As you can see right now, I did just barely more damage than I took, and I was actually reading a wake up there, which is why I did the meter burn back 3. So now you're seeing this is pretty much over here. Getting in on the zoning is pretty difficult, and then Grodd's up close game relies heavily on execution. One of the things that makes Grodd really strong is his stampede cancels. He can actually cancel into his little run that I was talking about earlier from his combo strings, but then after he cancels into that, he can actually cancel the stampede itself and then press buttons again, and with certain strings he'll actually be significantly plus on block, and that's what gives him his pressure. Unfortunately, that's hard. I experimented with it in the training mode, and I'm not an execution player, but even still I would say it is needlessly hard, and there is absolutely no point in playing the character when the execution demands are that high, and you're already going through such horrible neutral and stuff like that. I actually missed the back forward 3 juggle there, which is kind of bad. But back to Grodd, there's really no point in working so hard, I feel, for so little with that character. I think it'd be much better if that just wasn't a necessity, because you're already trying to deal with having a somewhat weak neutral game. Depending on the characters, that neutral game could be a little bit easier, but a lot of times it is still lacking, and I don't understand the need. I got a little bit greedy there after the lasso grab. I don't really understand. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. I don't really understand the mindset of giving him difficulty in neutral at times for very little effort, and then at the same time making his close range game difficult to execute. That feels weird. You know, there should be, you know, some kind of ease when you do finally get in to actually use your game plan, not ease to hit the person. You know, I'm not going to say, hey, just give him, you know, 6 billion different command throws and mix-ups in his combo strings as well. I'm not going to advocate for that, but holy crap, don't make it impossible to be safe. You know? So anyway, that's a little bit of Grodd. I hope you enjoyed that. You're not going to be seeing any more Grodd for quite some time, I can tell you that right now. I don't know if he got better in the patch that was just recently released. We will see. Possibly we will see. But that's a little bit of Grodd for you. Nice switch up from the normal pace. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would support it. You can do that by leaving a like, sharing it with someone that you think might enjoy it. I greatly appreciate you watching. I will see you guys next time.